Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust, talking about the Rust Console Edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, next generations, and everything in between. And yes, it's finally here. The PTB update is happening now. Update your systems if you do have that particular download. It should initiate, and the download is roughly 4.86 gigabytes. And it looks like there will be a wipe for the PTB servers only. Just so you know, it looks like that's going to be a hard wipe. Again, they always kind of said when the PT updates do happen that they can wipe at any time. So, yeah, it's out, and we're going to go over some of the patch notes, the major content that's been added, and then we're going to have a separate video most likely for the patch notes themselves because they're so long, which is actually really good for us. Just so you know, PTB is a public testing branch, Rust Console Edition public testing branch. We call it staging or testing or PTB. It is a separate download. It is if you have Ultimate or Deluxe Edition, sign in with the account that bought it, search for it in the store, you should be able to find it and then download it. This is where the new content sits in staging or PTB, and then when it gets polished and minor updates, then it gets pushed to main branch, also known as live branch or normal Rust, just so we know the difference here. Okay, so this one was a bit of a curveball. I did not see any of this coming. So we're going to go ahead and read off the notes here for Mr. J from 011. Hello, survivors. A new staging branch update is set to release in 15 minutes. It's already happened. If you're watching this video, this update introduces fishing into Rust Console Edition. To get started, you'll need to craft a handmade fishing rod and attach some bait. Bait options include meat, corn, and pumpkins, as well as worms and grubs that you have a chance of finding while harvesting plants. Some baits are more effective than others. You can check the bait values in the item stats. There are several new types of fish that you can catch in the ocean, rivers, and swamps. Additional changes include more polishing of the oil rig monument and a load of bug fixes. We'll post the patch notes in the changelog channel in about 10 minutes. Again, that's already happened. Yeah, and again, we're going to have a separate video for that because there's so many, and there's some implications as to like when those different pieces come in, but I wanted to cover the stuff. The major content piece here, which is fishing. Okay, so the next big question is, okay, are there fishing villages? Not yet, but it does look like there are strong values to show or evidence to show that these things will be coming in at some point, just not right now, but this does set us up for it. And the fishing villages are safe zones. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like here. There are places that come off of the ocean. They're really good for us. Places to buy boats, as you know, if you're trying to do oil rig. Yeah, that's been real rough because they just spawn out there in the wild. So here you can purchase those said boats for scrap. Also, there is a place where you can buy scuba equipment, and you can also trade in the fish for scrap values inside of the vending machine. So it's a good way to earn scrap if you're solo. Now, those aren't in yet, but there's also, like I said, strong evidence. I'll most likely put it in the patch notes when we do that video to show that this is the first shot, and then the second shot's going to be fishing villages. But right now, we do have fishing itself. As I said, we have worms and grubs. Those do happen when you pick up different plants. These are some of the different fishes that you can get. We've got the catfish. We've got the orange ruffy. We've got, would it be, yeah, it would be ruffy. I'm like, what is this? It's an ugly fish. We have herring. We have the anchovies. We have salmon. We have sardinas, small trout, yellow perch, and small shark. I don't know if the small shark is in or not, but it'd be interesting to see if they do. Now, if you do have one of these, you can gut them for food and also bones. If you're using bone arrows, that's a big deal. Bone armor, also a big deal. Okay, so just to show you, the crafting for this does not take a workbench. It takes 2 rope and 200 wood. And once you do have bait, you're just going to place it on this, on top of this, or inside of this slot here. And then for us on the console edition, it's going to be using right and left triggers as far as I know. And I'll kind of show you the mini game here if I can. So you're going to hold right trigger until you see it turn blue. Then you're going to, I'm still holding the right trigger, and then you're going to hit left trigger. I was like, what's the button? And now you're going to use your left analog stick, right and left on the analog stick, and then pull back to reel it in. So like right now I got a fish, I'm using right, and I can reel it in by pulling back. I'm probably going to lose this fish. Ah, jeez, I broke it. Anyways, so the reason why these are so important, again, is because eventually, well, it's a good way to feed yourself, because when Farming 2.0 comes in, Just growing regular things on the ground is not going to be a very viable option. And again, farming 2.0 is dependent on electricity and also water stuff, and they're kind of hand in hand. So when that does happen, trust me, fishing is going to be a big deal. But I think in our short term, trading these in for actual scrap itself is going to be massive. Really, again, for the solo players. Well, any players, but especially the solo players. I think that's really going to be a big deal. But for now, it's a food source. Looks like they're going to polish it, test it, and then we'll hopefully it goes in soon to main branch so we can see what the next piece of content is. Hopefully fishing village, some of these other things. By the way, I know we had the estimation because we know they're working on horses. So I know that's going to be a thing at some point this year. So if you want to know what to expect with horses, I do have a video on it right now. I'm going to post in the right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, right next to Ram Ranch. And go check that out because trust me, it's going to be pertinent to us soon enough. And so it's going to be good to know that is a form of transportation, one that they have confirmed that they have worked on. And so it's the most likely candidate to come in at some point. So yeah, I'm really excited this is finally out. Hopefully it's a good experience for everybody on all the different platforms. And again, if you found this useful and helpful, be sure to drop a like. It really does help out a lot. It helps Aunt Susan let you know that you want to watch this, even though we make a lot of swears. And if you're into it, consider dropping that subscribe and turning on that notification bell. We are running a Zerg event over on an official server. So if you want to go check that out, I'll go ahead and link that last stream now in the upper right-hand corner. Good reason, again, to subscribe and check us out. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye. You know, let's play the piano this time.